Guitar nerds, what's up? It's Pete Thorn. Welcome to the studio. This is a video that somebody asked me to do on the gear page, and I thought that sounds like kind of a fun video to make, actually. It might be kind of an interesting challenge. What they asked me to do was see how close I could dial my Suhr PT15IR amplifier in to sound like the Suhr SL68, which is up there on the top of my amp rack. You can just see the bottom of it, I think, in the frame. SL68 is, of course, like an old 68 Plexi style amp, basically 68 Plexi through and through as far as the circuit goes, with the addition of a post-phase inverter master volume, which makes the amp more usable at lower volumes. And it's also got a variac mode that lets you drop the voltage to 90 volts, rebiases the amplifier for that voltage, and lets you get that kind of brown thing going on. It's one of my favorite amplifiers in the world. I love that old Marshall Plexi thing. I mean, Marshall's kind of from the mid-60s through early 70s. That's my favorite sound. It's a really, really important sound for me, and it's kind of what I think of as my sort of tonal home base. Maybe a desert island sound. If I could have one tone, it would be that 68 Plexi kind of turned up to 8 and rocking tone, because you can get everything with that sound just from the volume control on the guitar and maybe adding a pedal or two. So I knew the PT15 could get close, but I didn't know how close. I've never directly A-B'd it to an old Marshall or to the SL68 until now. And I wanted to see, through spending some time dialing the amp on an amp switcher, if I dialed them in at the exact same volume and then just went A-B back between the two amps, how close could I get the PT15IR to sound to that old Plexi tone that the SL68 does so well? And I don't want to say like pleasantly surprised, but it was a pleasant affirmation that I could get as close as I think I got. So in order to do this test, what I'm doing is I've got both amplifiers switching with my Pete 88S amp switcher up there, and it's running out into the speaker cab in the other room. It's my old Marshall cab that I just got. It's a late 70s black back loaded G12M 75 Hertz black back loaded cab, and I'm miking up one of those speakers with an SM57 and an ST170 ribbon microphone, blending the two microphones just to one track. And then what I decided to do is use my TC Ditto looper to record a couple of guitar loops, and then I could just hit play on the looper and sit there and dial the knobs on the amplifier and see how close I could dial both amplifiers to sound exactly the same. I tried to volume match them, and I also tried to dial them in for great tone and for as close to the exact same tone as I could get. These are the settings that I ended up with on the SL68 today for a great rock tone. So presence is on about 6. Bass is on about 6. Sometimes I'll run that lower on like 4, but it sounds good with this particular Marshall cabinet up a little higher. The mids are dimed. I always do that for, you know, crunchy rock tone. I'll just open those all the way up. The treble is on just a little bit above 6. Volume 1 is on about 8. And volume 2 is up a little bit as well. Even though it's not jumpered or anything like that, I'm just using channel 1 on the amp. That volume 2 will still affect the tone a little bit. So I like to bring that up a bit. It just adds a little bit of fatness. And then the post-phase inverter master on the back, I balanced it to sound about the same volume as the PT15 at maximum output, because the PT15 is, of course, only 15 watts. So I brought the master back to about 7 on the SL68. And it's in variac mode, so it's running on 90 volt mode. And I used channel 2 on the PT15 to try and match the SL sound. Bright is on, the gain's on about 6, master's on about 6, bass is on about 4, mids about 4.5, just below half, treble on about 4, and the presence is up kind of high, like 6.5 or 7, and the master's on about 6. So this is my remote for the Pete switcher. You can hear it beeping there when I push this A-B button. That's switching between 2 different amplifiers into the same cabinet, 03. That's the output from my 412 cabinet out there. And I'm switching between 01 and 07, and that's the 2 different amplifiers here that I've got dialed up. So I'm just using camera audio for this, but if I just hit go on the loop and then I flip back and forth, you'll see what I mean. I got them as close as I can possibly get them right now. I'm going crazy. Sometimes you leave the room for a few minutes and come back and you thought you had it, and then you'll listen to it and go like, oh my God, it's not that close. And then you'll go back and forth, and anyways, I got it as close as I can get it. I think it's pretty damn close now. So I'm gonna hit the A-B switch here on the remote. You're gonna see me switching between number 7 and number 1 instantaneously. And let's see how close I got the PT15 to the SL68. Once again, I'm not gonna reveal which is which. I'm gonna make you guys pick, and then maybe in a couple weeks or something, I'll post it in the comments below. All right, here we go. Okay, let's do another riff. Here we go. Gonna flip back and forth between the 2 amps again. Putting Logic in to record. Turning on the looper. And there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed that video on trying to make my PT15 sound as close as possible to an old Marshall Plexi circuit, aka the SL68. I'm blown away with its versatility and just its tone, and it's a dream come true. I love the thing. So you can check it out further at the website that you see there on your screen. And if you guys have any more fun ideas for videos, you know, like this, like comparing 2 different amps or that kind of different thing. I like ideas like this, and you can hit me up. Well, maybe the best way is on my Sunday live stream. If you come up with some cool video ideas, come in the chat there and let me know if you come up with something, or you know, via a message, via Facebook Messenger and stuff. That's always one way that you can get in touch with me. But I like these ideas. They're challenging and they're fun, and it's just a cool way that we can interact if you can think of anything like this. Alright you guys, thanks for watching my video, and hey, rock on with great tone. See ya, I'm Pete Thorn, over and out.